All right, everyone. Welcome to our podcast, Phil and Johnny's Voice from the Village. We have my good friend, Stephanie Castillo. She is a community maker, and we're excited to have a conversation with Stephanie about the work that she does here in Ellensburg to build community. And she might cuss. Just brace yourself because sometimes Stephanie swears. One of my favorite things about you.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
And this is the first time you and I have met, Stephanie.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say and getting to know you.
I'm looking forward to telling you.
Yay. Well, we have three questions that we always focus on, as you know. The first one being what inspires you about our community. The second one being what are the challenges that we face in our community? And the third being how will we know when we're getting better? And Stephanie said those are uninspiring questions for her, and so we're not going to talk about those things today. We're going to talk about talk about people, because in our conversation, Stephanie mentioned that people is the reason that she's building community. And so let's talk about people, Stephanie.
Yeah.
Tell us more.
I mean, they're fascinating.
I agree with you.
They're absolutely fascinating. Just when something happens that I think I can't be any more shocked, something else will happen.
Yeah. Tell us more.
Yeah.
I mean, just behaviors,
Yeah.
choices that people make. And, bringing this back to community.
Yeah.
On the drive over here, I was thinking, what is it? And I was like, for me, it's entrepreneurs specifically in small towns, because that's where my experience is at Ellensburg. Anybody that has the fucking balls to go out there and start a business on their own, that's badass.
You have three.
I know.
Don't you have three?
I do, but once
You're
you
a triple
start one,
badass.
it's easy to get more after that. It's the first one that's hard.
Okay. What was your first one?
Well, way back in the day, I owned a clothing store.
Oh, you did. I didn't know this about you.
Yes.
Where was that?
Astoria, Oregon.
Oh,
Yeah. Cool town.
Great.
Cool
Yeah,
town.
great place.
Cool town now, not cool when I was there.
Oh.
Yeah, but cool now. So I dabbled.
Yeah.
In business. I always say it was.
Were you there in Main Street?
No, I chose a very bad location.
Okay.
Oh.
I chose underground.
Oh. Didn't work out.
Didn't work out. Right.
Yeah.
They say location is really important. They're not. That's not a joke.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a joke at all. So I think people that can do stuff like that, because owning your own business and then relying on that for money to take care of your people or yourself is really, really scary. Scary. I know it's scary because I've done it, but I'm surrounded more and more by all these women in business, if you will, in downtown Ellensburg, and they're all doing it too. And it's just like, either you have to be, something had to have inspired you. So to come up with something to even have a business of, I think it's hard. Like, what is everybody going to want to do and like and come to?
Yeah.
And then where do you even start? How do you get a business license? How do you do all this stuff? How do you get stuff to be in your place? Where do you go to find vendors? There's so much that you have to know to just get those doors open on that first day.
And then people have to come through the doors to give you money.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm more inspired by the work that they had to do, the back part, before they opened the door. Once you get the door open, sure, that's still going to be a whole other journey in itself. But it's the getting yourself up off your ass and taking every single step to get there and then do it.
So it's the bravery that inspires you.
Yeah. That blows
Judy
my
and
mind.
I went to a toy store downtown Ellensburg for not very long, about a year and a half.
Yeah.
That was quite an experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun, but it also didn't make any money.
Right. There's that. That's the point of having a business. It needs to make some money, or, you see a lot of businesses come and go. But a lot of ours have stayed. A lot.
One of the reasons why you're here, one of the reasons why we invite you to be on our podcast is because of the work that you do with women. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. I started a group called what we called Wine Women Wednesday, because we get together on Wednesdays and we drink wine. And there's a bunch of women. So that was like that makes total sense.
Where do you meet?
We go everywhere.
Oh.
So we're coming up on our 2-year anniversary in March.
Very good.
And we do the last Wednesday of every month. And we started at Fortuity 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to have our 2-year anniversary party at Fortuity.
Oh, yay.
Coming
That's
up
great.
in March. And it started because, after COVID and quitting my job, and all my friends are entrepreneurs, we did a pretty good job of sticking together during COVID to keep that friend tie, but I think a lot of people's lives went in different directions where they're at home, they moved, their friends are gone, people have gotten away from each other.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking, and I had heard from a lot of people, women, like, how do you make friends when you're older? Like, where do you go? It's like, it's hard. Because if you have friends by the time you're 30, 40, 50, those have been your friends like
for
forever.
a long time.
Yeah, you're not bringing new ones in all the time. And you have to spend, I think it's like 90 hours with somebody to have them, to even know them well enough that you could call them like a best friend. It's a lot of investment.
A lot of time.
When you're old. Now, when you're young, right, you're in school, you're with your friends all the time. You're in sports, you're with your friends all the time. College, you're with your friends all the time. Get married, now you're with one friend.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you don't have this support system, it makes this harder, because you need to have more people than just, can't put all your needs onto one person. No. They can't handle, they can't take that. That's why you need all these other people too. I've been fortunate that I have these pockets of friends. I have my elementary school friends.
Really?
Yes, my high school friends.
Elementary school friends.
My beauty school friends.
Wow.
My G. Juarez friends. My Ellensburg friends. And so lately we've been able to get a lot of these people together.
And so that was represented at your wedding?
That was totally represented at my wedding.
Cool group of people.
Yeah. So the one day I was like, I'm going to invite all the cool people. That's the other thing. It has to be cool people. I don't want any assholes.
How do you tell a cool person from a cool person?
If you just straight up say, don't bring anybody that's an asshole, everybody's like, yeah, got it. Not going to do that. They just know, like, oh yeah, I know what friend you're talking about. We're not bringing her. Mm-hmm. We've never had, everybody's been cool. So anyhow, I got on my phone and I was like, okay, I'm going to text everybody that I know. Maybe I wouldn't necessarily hang out with. They're not my good friends, but I know them. And I'm going to have everybody come over to my house, but they bring a friend, and we're just going to drink wine and socialize. And that list got up to like 100 people. And I was like, if all those people bring a person, that's potentially 200. 200 is not actually going to show up. So maybe 45. I was like, I can't have 45 people in my house. Like, that's not going to work. So I happened to be at Fortuity talking to one of my friends there. And she goes, well, why don't we just have it at a place like this? And I was like,
what a great idea.
Great idea. So that happened, and we did our first one. And then, gosh, we've been everywhere. We've been to 301. We've been to everywhere downtown. Well, we've done it for 2 years, so we've been to 20 places. So we're taking people to places that they might not have ever gone. Mm-hmm. We're giving them a bunch of money that particular night, so we're supporting community.
Yep.
Plus, it's turned into a networking event, which wasn't really what it was supposed to be about, but everybody's happens to be kind of entrepreneurs, and so it's like people are getting together, and then there's these side things that are going on. People are going out and having coffee, or they're hanging out, or they're going to get a drink, or they're inviting each other into their social circles. So it definitely has merged people together.
So do you have an agenda for these meetings, or is there ever kind of a full group conversation, or just people talking with each other?
Yeah, I usually just give like a quick speech in the middle, just, thank you for coming. If you haven't been before, because the idea too is every time you come, you're supposed to bring somebody who's not already on the list. So it's constantly evolving to new people. I think we have 129 people in the group in our Facebook group. It's a private group. You have to find me, and then I'll let you in. And then that's where we send out our events. So we support each other's businesses within that group as well. So if anybody's doing something or having a class or selling something, or they can post all that stuff in our group.
So really, to me, it sounds like it serves multiple purposes. One of them is incubating new friendships.
Yep.
Another is supporting downtown businesses or wherever it is that you're going. Another one is networking.
Yep.
There's
more, I'm sure, but those are the things that come to mind immediately. And
which are really good ones.
Incubation
those are really good.
is brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
A brilliant idea.
And it's so simple. And
it
ebbs
take a
and
lot of work.
flows. No, it doesn't take a lot of work. It ebbs and flows with how many people come. And it doesn't ever matter how many people come. Even if it's 7 people that show up, those are probably 7 people that have not sat together in a circle together ever in their lives. So you take one person out of that and add 3 more, and like it changes the dynamics every time, no matter how big or small the group is or who shows up. I just feel like whoever shows up is exactly who was supposed to be there that night, and they needed to get something out of this. And I think they usually do. It even could just be the restaurant was not doing great and they needed a boost,
Yeah.
Or some people saw the restaurant that had never been in there and been like, oh my God, I'm totally coming back here. This place is fab.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
When you came into the door a moment ago, one of the first things you did is you gave Phil and I our first feedback that the questions were uninspiring. So I really appreciated that. And you have this
me.
For you, yeah, I understand, but you shared that, right? You could have not shared that and said, "Oh my gosh, this is going to be the best thing ever," but you were very honest about how you were feeling. And one of the things that I've always appreciated you, Stephanie, appreciate about you is that you're very confident in your power. Like you hold your power really, really well. And this event that has happened started from your power of saying, I always wondered when somebody was going to do something about that until I realized that I was somebody, and you are somebody, and you realize that you're somebody. And so then you are creating this opportunity for other women that may have wanted to do this, but they just didn't do this. And so I want you to talk to us a little bit about where's your source of confidence and power when you embody it so well. And so where's it come from?
That's a great question, Johnny.
See, that's an inspiring question.
Well, how could I know? I mean, unless you would have come in through the door and said your questions are uninspiring, I wouldn't have thought about it, So I'm just curious where it comes from.
Well, the older I get, it's more and more not giving a fuck what anybody thinks about me. But that's not how I used to be. I used to be incredibly shy. Ask my mom. I was super shy. And then
I have watched it grow.
Yeah,
We've known each other for about 10 years now, I think.
Yeah.
Was there any kind of transformational experience? Something you talked to?
Many transformations. I mean, I think starting off being a hairstylist, because when we were taught how to be a hairstylist, when you're standing behind the chair, you're on stage.
Really?
Yes, I am. And I always joked, like, if my friends saw how I acted behind the chair with my clients, they would die laughing because they wouldn't be able to believe it was me.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I got to know you is
because I have to put on a show for my client. That's how I was taught.
You're putting a show on for me.
Every client gets a show. The show is like the Stephanie show. Yes, that's what it was. It was ground into my head.
What does the show consist of?
Well, it's just I worked for Jean Wares. I don't know if you've heard about Jean Wares. It's the top salon in Seattle. And Jean was very like, everything needs to be 5-star, shoot for 10. So it's like Disneyland. Everything was perfect everywhere. If I pulled out a comb to comb somebody's hair, I was going to set it down. I'm going to fold my towel. I'm going to talk to you, like turn, and we're going to talk face to face instead of talking through the mirror. Or I might get down on my knees and look at you like this. Or it was all about connecting and having it be nothing about me. Like I was not allowed to like look in the mirror and go, okay. I was not allowed to put my lipstick on in the mirror. Like we were Disney characters. When you came out of the break room, you had to be on. We always called it showtime. Showtime, ladies, showtime. Wow. And you had to have your lipstick on and your hair and your outfit. And then you walk out there. And so you learn whether you're confident or not. When you go in on the show, you're confident.
Yeah.
And so that has just bled over, I think, into the rest of my life.
Wow, now, that's a really fascinating experience.
I don't have to do the show anymore. So I've had to.
But you can do the show.
I can do the show, but my real show of me is more coming through, and the other fake side is being pushed away because it's almost like you kind of crack through the show, like, oh, okay, I see who I am. Okay, I have way more power in my body than I. Well, no, I knew I had that power in my body. I was going to say I didn't know I had it. No, I did know. I didn't know what to do with it. So I
unleashed it.
Yeah, and so when you get older too, you learn that you can take chances on what you're going to unleash your power on, instead of just kind of being scared to like, oh, I don't know if I should do that. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. Let's do that. See what happens. Does that always work? No, it doesn't always work. You got to like put yourself through the window. throw yourself through the glass window yourself. See what's on the other side.
We all have power. Some people can
Yeah.
unleash it, and some people a little more hesitant about it.
Yeah, everybody has power. And I think the more you practice it, it's a muscle to me. Like,
Yeah.
the more you practice your bravery, the more brave you can be on a consistent
I think that's
basis.
absolutely correct. Yeah. Got to practice.
Yeah, it is. And it's scary to practice because
It
be brave, something might change. And
it doesn't happen overnight.
no. But to me, it's the journey of getting there.
And where's your journey taking you?
My journey, well, it's all about my business right now. My journey is really diving into my tight, niched down idea of what my client is going to be moving forward in my business. So
if the three of us get together in a year from now, what are we going to be celebrating for you?
I'm going to have gotten my first boutique hotel to design.
So you are focusing your attention on your design business right now.
Yep. I'm totally rebranding it. It's going to be all different.
Still Rumble or not Rumble?
Rumble's still going to be the name, but that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Everything is changing.
Everything is changing, and this is in part because of the business coach that you've been working with.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What's your vision for it?
My target market is power couples, rock stars, and boutique hotels.
Oh.
I don't want anybody like in their 30s or 20s. I don't want anybody with stay-at-home children. I don't want any stay-at-home moms. It's like I've got it niched. I want people from 50 up, maybe 45, and that have traveled and have good sense of style, but they're busy. Or boutique hotel. That's a bucket list dream. I don't know if I'll do one and they'll be like, oh, that was horrible. I'm never doing that again. But I want it.
Yeah.
I want to do.
You want to do your own boutique hotel, or you want to go to another one that's already in
I
business
wanna,
and transform it?
Correct.
Okay.
I don't want to own one.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to design it.
New construction or doesn't matter.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Have you got your sights set on any particular boutique hotels in, say, in the area or Seattle or wherever?
No, not yet. I'm going to. That's what I booked another Vegas trip. That's because I just found out today there's that show in Vegas for hospitality design. I was like,
gotta go there.
You gotta go. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
This is a fascinating conversation.
It really
I
is.
love it. I love it so much.
We're not on brand of what you wanted.
That's okay. That's okay. We have kind of dabbled a little bit talking about the challenges of humans. In that you mentioned at your WWW events, you can only invite cool people, no assholes, is what you said.
Mm-hmm.
So you clearly see that there are some people that are not necessarily good fits for WWW because of their behaviors. So what are some of the challenges that you see in human beings currently that would not be welcome at WWW events?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I've been listening, been paying attention.
People that don't want to listen.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a big one. When you come in to a new group and you take over every single conversation and interject yourself back in all the time, I find that to be annoying.
Many of us do.
Have you found, has there been an opportunity for you to talk with a particular woman who has monopolized one conversation and has had to be corrected in order for them to be a part of your events?
No.
No, it hasn't happened.
No, but there's never been anybody that's caused any kind of, everything, every single one of them's been glorious.
Good.
Never had any not even disagreement. Nothing. No, nothing. Everything's great.
No fist fights or
anything. No fist fights. No. No, everybody's just hanging out and getting to know each other and asking questions and
that's very cool. Yeah.
Well, my wife Linda.
Yes.
She's lovely.
She's lovely.
And she has really appreciated the opportunity because I think she was one of the first people that was invited to your events, and she has just loved it. She's went to, I think, probably at least half of them.
Yeah, she's been to a lot.
She's been to a lot, and she really enjoys them. And she has broadened her friend group.
See? Yeah, I love that.
So it's been
That's kind of the idea, right?
It's the idea. And back to your point about community being uninspiring, it's what you're up to. You're up to community.
I guess so,
You are. It's just not the word that you would choose
Yeah.
for what you're up to. But if I were to bring it all together in all the things that you're doing, when you think about a boutique hotel, they want to build a community where people come back to their hotel again and again and again and again. And you're trying to create an environment where they want to come back again and again and again.
Yeah.
And you're doing this Women's Wednesday, and you're building community by being on the show, by being the show, by helping people feel like they want to come back to Gene Juarez, so it's what you're up to. It's just not it doesn't turn you on.
I wonder if we could do a
does.
men's Wednesday.
I've tried to get a couple people to start it,
Have you?
but nobody did. You should start it.
We have a should. We're being
We have a
shoulded.
should.
We're being shoulded and wouldn't be
It's super easy. You just make an event, invite all your friends that you think are cool that you would want to show up, and then that's all you do.
Yeah.
And then you show up. And at the next one, you say to them, "Now next time, bring a friend."
Bring a friend.
Yeah.
Who maybe doesn't have friends or is not on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then you just slowly grow it.
I like that.
Well,
Yeah.
we have a group. We call it our wisdom circle. We meet on Tuesday mornings.
We don't invite
for
new
coffee,
people,
but we
though.
don't invite anybody to that.
No.
And so it would be a different venue, but we have a core group of people that we could
You
start
can
with.
start it with, yeah, absolutely. And you can add, I'm sure, more on the side.
Good
Each of
idea.
your friends.
Yeah.
I
Good
was
job.
hoping somebody would do it. I think men need more
More.
community than women.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes. We were talking about kind-hearted men earlier. And if we were to start a group, I would want it to be, that'd be the
thing.
No assholes.
Probably
I
the
would say,
same kind of criteria.
Yes.
Yeah.
Guys who don't listen.
I don't want
yeah,
that.
you don't want that.
Yeah.
You
Don't
want
want that.
people that are, you're going to get people with different thoughts and ideas. And
Lovely. Fantastic.
Exactly.
Hallelujah.
So if you don't want to ask questions and listen to them, then why do you care?
Why do you
who's
do it?
there?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to.
We got about 3 or 4 minutes.
Really?
Yeah,
It's went
yeah.
that fast.
It's gone that fast. Yeah. So
How do we want to wrap this up, though?
That's a really good question. That's my question now. Is how are we going to wrap this up?
Yes.
How are we going to bring this into a package? Wrap it up.
Okay. Let me ask you this.
No. Okay.
Let's fast forward. Let's fast forward 5 years from now. Okay. And let's just say that you've got your WWW event going, and we've got a men's group of some sort going. And what would you think that downtown Ellensburg could look like if those things had just absolutely blossomed?
Well, I think it'd be busier downtown
Oh yeah.
for sure. I think people are shy to try new places and shy to go to places by themselves. So if you've already been there with a group, or now you have a group or another person, or people are going to have more friend opportunities. They're going to have more people over to their homes, kind of getting back to maybe how we used to be a little bit before everything went to shit. COVID. That's, we haven't completely gotten back from that. I used to have dinner parties all the time and just get random people together and sit around the table.
I remember.
The
I came to one of them.
conversations and yes.
It was fun.
And I think
Yeah.
people do better with people. I think people don't like to admit that. They want to think everybody's an asshole, but people need people.
Absolutely. I sure do.
I
I
love
do.
people.
And if you act like you don't need people, you're the people that need people the most.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
What an inspiring conversation.
Good bit of wisdom there.
Stephanie Castillo, you have delivered.
Yes, you have.
Really appreciate it.
Fun.
Well, we want to thank everybody who's listening and watching us today. And we want to thank Stephanie for coming in and inspiring
Yeah.
us.
Brilliant.
Maybe we're going to do some things about this. Maybe we'll create a Men's Wednesday. Who
Why,
knows?
why would
Yeah.
we? Why wouldn't we do it? It sounds like fun to me. I'm for it, 100%. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks for
you, and we'll
listening.
see you again.
All right. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.